Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Cereal Review, the show where I review cereal for you. And this week, I'm going to be doing Rice Chex. Chex are pretty interesting. They're kind of one of the more basic types of cereals, sort of like Cheerios, where there's not a lot of special flavoring added to them or anything like that. But there's lots of different types of Chex. In this case, Rice Chex. They also have corn Chex. I think there's a wheat Chex, and they all look the same. They're that sort of like square woven look type of cereal. Depending on which one you get, it's slightly different in color based on the grain. So the other one's a little bit darker. And if you ever had Chex Mix before, you even have the recipe on the back for you to make some. Usually you mix together different kinds in with it. Like this one says use wheat Chex, corn Chex, and rice Chex. So they all do taste a little different because, you know, the different types of cereal adds to that. Rice cereal, I seem to have been doing a lot of those recently that has that kind of distinctive taste to it. This one here though, the Rice Chex, it's not my favorite of rice cereals. It's fine. I think I'd probably eat this over Cheerios if I had to choose like a basic type of cereal, and it's definitely my favorite out of the different Chex. I'm not the biggest fan of wheat Chex. Corn Chex are fine, but yeah, this one's probably out of those three my favorite one. Oh yeah, and down here there's another recipe. I actually like this, that they do this. They give you a recipe to make things because Chex Mix is a kind of common thing. Sometimes you put in trail mix. And then this one is more of a dessert one where you, Muddy Buddies. I've made these before. These are pretty good actually. But anyways, enough of that. We're just eating the cereal today. So, and it's a little hard to tell from based on the box here, but these things kind of puffed a little bit almost, like there's empty space in between it. It makes them a little bit bigger than you'd think they are. But anyways, here we go. We're going to start dry as always. As I said, there's no real flavors added to it or anything like that. It's just the basic taste of the base cereal itself. And these actually, I actually really like these dry. Like I said, I'd rather eat these over Cheerios. Both are pretty good dry, I'd say, because I think maybe it's because there's nothing added to it. They're not like sticky or anything like that, but they're kind of really easy to snack on. Maybe it's a bit bland for some people, sort of like Cheerios. I get it, but I do it sometimes. I used to do a lot more though. But anyways, yeah, pretty good dry. Definitely worse. Some milk here. And like most rice cereal, this gets soggy fairly fast compared to other cereals. This one, maybe a bit less so. I don't know what the difference is between this and others, but I have noticed this takes a little bit longer to get to that point. Yeah, again, much like Cheerios, very plain, very basic. Something about that though is actually kind of nice. It feels fresh almost with the milk. If you like the taste of milk, you get a lot of that with these basic types of cereals. It's not overpowered by anything. It's not getting any flavors mixed into it to change its taste. So that I think is the big upside of this. If you actually like drinking milk, the taste of it, whatever, this is a pretty good cereal for that. I'd say more so than Cheerios. There's something about Cheerios where I don't want to say it's chalky, but that's probably the best way I could say it. Kind of interferes with the taste of the milk, almost very, very weird, very hard to describe. But this, you get the full taste of that. The cereal does, have a taste. It tastes generally like a rice cereal, sort of like Rice Krispies, but it's a little different than that. Like Rice Krispies are very light, very easy to get a whole bunch of it at once because they're so small. This feels a lot fuller than Rice Krispies. It tastes like Rice Krispies if you just made them, amped them up a little bit. I think that's a good way to put it. They're just much more of a full, stronger taste of the cereal. But I don't hate it at all. As you do let it sit, you still get the milk taste, you get the cereal taste. But actually, I'm gonna say this might be the first cereal that I've reviewed so far. I actually kind of like soggier more than just putting the milk in and going right into it and eating it right away. I don't know, something about this. Most of the other rice cereals, I said they get soggy very fast. It's not the best texture. The taste might still be fine, but I suggest eating it right away. This one, I actually think you should let it sit a little bit longer. It does take a little bit longer to get like fully soaked, like the Pebbles cereals, for example. But this one, I don't know, something about it. It's just so much better this way, in my opinion. It's almost like the taste of the cereal just gets better as it gets soggier, but I don't really think there's much added to this that would do that, so I wonder what it is doing it. There's a little bit of sugar in it, just a little bit, but that might be it. Maybe it's as that little bit of sugar does kind of get out, it doesn't like change the taste of the milk that much, doesn't change the taste of the cereal, but maybe when it does seep out a little bit into it, it does add to it. I think that might be what it is. Now, of course, I wouldn't let this sit out for too long because then it does get it's just mush pretty much. So I wouldn't let it get to that point. But how it is right now, after sitting for, about 2 minutes, I think that's perfect. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the way to do it with this cereal. So if you don't really like soggy cereal, I'd say if you do eat Rice Chex, even if you haven't, maybe try it that way just once. Just see how it is. See how you like it. Because this one, if anything, out of all the ones I've done so far, is probably the best one to go for that way. Overall, though, it's not amazing. It's just a basic cereal that's pretty much just rice cereal, and that's it. Kind of like just eating just plain cornflakes. Better than that, though, definitely. Plain cornflakes are not great at all. But yeah, this one, I'd say this is better than Cheerios. Over that, I'd take this any day. So when it comes to plain cereals, this was definitely one of the better ones. Overall, though, it's pretty average. I wouldn't say I would rather eat this over the Pebbles cereals or Reese's Puffs or the Monster cereals or anything like that. But if you like Cheerios and you're not a big fan of Chex or you haven't tried Chex at all, give it a shot. You might like it more than Cheerios, just like me. So I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you'll try it. Maybe you'll try it. I hope so. So as always, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. See ya.